Would it surprise you to know that you are living inside one version of your life right now, and that it's just one possibility among many? When you hear that, how does it make you feel? Curious, confused, maybe even a little skeptical? All of those feelings make perfect sense. For most of us, we've been taught to move through life as if the reality we see is the only one there is. We wake up, make our choices, follow our routines, go to bed, and repeat the same steps day after day. And yet, while we're going through this familiar rhythm, countless other versions of our lives are unfolding all around us. They are possibilities waiting patiently and silently for us to notice them, for us to step into them. Why? Because the space of all these possibilities exists all the time, quietly present and responsive to us. The place where these infinite possibilities live is often referred to as the quantum field. You cannot see it with your eyes or hear it with your ears, but it is very real. Scientists have observed that at the smallest levels of reality, particles exist not in one fixed location, but as a range of possibilities, all at once, until a choice or observation brings a particular outcome into focus. In other words, reality is not rigid. It is responsive, dynamic, and profoundly connected to the energy we carry. The quantum field is this responsive space, a vast, living network of potential waiting to reflect the energy we hold and the resonance we create. Imagine this field as a vast, flowing ocean. Within it are currents carrying every possible version of your life, every choice, every action, every thought, every feeling. These currents are not separate from you. They move with you, shift with you, and respond to the energy you radiate. Each ripple, each wave of your attention and emotion interacts with the possibilities around you. The stronger and more coherent your inner resonance, your thoughts, your feelings, your sense of ease or expansion, the more naturally the currents of the field begin to align with the life you wish to inhabit.
Have you ever wanted to manifest something? More love, financial freedom, better health, a new job, or personal growth? Have you prayed, visualized, or repeated countless affirmations, hoping the change would come? You may have noticed that sometimes, no matter how much effort you put in, the results don't show up. It's not because the field isn't real, or because you're doing it wrong, or because you lack faith, or even because of what you've been taught. It's because manifestation isn't triggered by desire alone. There is something more happening beneath the surface, something subtle, yet incredibly powerful. In the quantum field, it is the full resonance of your being, your mind, heart, body, and emotions that activates the potential for your desires to materialize. This merging of inner state and outer possibility is called resonance, and it is one of the most important elements in how the field responds. When your thoughts, feelings, and bodily state are aligned, your inner world and your outward expression begin to move together, creating a natural flow toward what you hope for. You do not need to force it or pretend it is already there. You simply cultivate a state of being where the life you wish to live and the life you are living start to move together, gently and inevitably. And as this resonance grows, the small, quiet shifts you make, how you hold yourself, the choices you make, the way you feel in your body, begin to ripple outward, gradually drawing your desires closer. Take a moment now, if you can. Imagine the version of yourself living the life you long for. Allow the image to settle without judgment. Notice how it feels in your body, the way it shifts your perspective, the subtle changes in your posture, your breath, or your energy when you allow yourself to step into this possibility. Which version of you has been guiding your attention today? The one caught in habit, worry, or fear? Or the one open, curious, and present? This isn't about criticism. It's about noticing, listening to the subtle cues of your own experience, and allowing awareness to become the first gentle step toward meaningful change.
This is the foundation of the work we will explore together. Understanding the field, sensing your resonance within it, and learning how to embody the version of yourself that naturally aligns with the life you desire. When you grasp this, the path toward change becomes not a struggle, but a process of unfolding, a practice of alignment, and a series of choices that gradually bring the life you imagine into tangible reality. In the next part, we will look at what keeps most people from experiencing lasting change, even when they understand the theory of manifestation. We'll explore the subtle blocks, patterns, emotional triggers, and conditioning that hold you in old ways, and begin to uncover how to move beyond them. Are you ready to notice what has been quietly shaping your life and to learn how to step into alignment with a new, expansive possibility? I think you are. So let's explore this together.
Now that you've begun to sense the quantum field and the possibilities it holds, let's consider what might be keeping you anchored in your current reality. In your life, are there areas where you feel stuck, frustrated, or trapped? Perhaps you've been trying to manifest something different, to escape or transform this uncomfortable reality, yet the results haven't shown up in the way you hoped. To understand why, it helps to explore the role your subconscious mind plays in shaping your experience. Your subconscious is a powerful and often overlooked part of who you are. Think of it as the soil in a garden. On the surface, you see the plants, the flowers, the leaves reaching for the sun. But beneath the soil, hidden from view, is an entire world working quietly to support that growth. Roots spreading, nutrients circulating, tiny organisms breaking down matter to nourish what's above. Your conscious mind is like the gardener, noticing, planning, and deciding what to water or prune. But it's the soil, your subconscious, that sustains everything, guiding how growth unfolds, often without you realizing it. This is where faith naturally connects. Just as you trust the soil to do its unseen work so the garden can thrive, your subconscious holds a kind of inner knowing. It carries the work of belief and readiness even before you can see results. You may hope, wish, or intend consciously, but the subconscious quietly sends the signals that shape what actually appears in your life. In this way, the patterns and energy held at this deeper level are what the quantum field responds to. They help determine which possibilities move closer to your lived experience.
Alignment happens when your conscious actions and this deeper layer, the unseen soil, work together, allowing change to arise organically rather than through effort alone.
Because the subconscious works quietly beneath awareness, it can sometimes create a gentle tug against the shifts you're trying to make. That's where resistance shows up. It often appears subtly. It doesn't always look like fear. Sometimes it shows as overthinking, procrastination, distraction, or even overworking as a way to feel productive while avoiding real transformation. Your body and mind may whisper, "I'm used to this pattern and change feels risky." Resistance isn't a flaw, it's information, a gentle guide pointing to the areas where old programs are still influencing your experience. By noticing it without judgment, you begin to create space for new ways of being to emerge. Nikola Tesla, the inventor and scientist whose work shaped the modern world through innovations like alternating current and radio, once said, "If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." He wasn't speaking metaphorically. Your life is an energetic system. Every thought, posture, breath, and emotion create subtle vibrations that ripple outward and interact with the possibilities around you. You are not simply moving through life, you are generating energy that draws certain experiences to you and repels others. Understanding this is powerful because it shows you that change isn't about forcing reality, it's about tuning yourself so that the life you desire naturally aligns with your inner state. I want you to try something the next time you notice a moment when fear, doubt, or scarcity arise in your mind or body. Don't push it away and don't judge it. Simply allow yourself to feel it, exploring where it resides, perhaps a tightness in your chest, a knot in your stomach, or heaviness in your shoulders. Take a slow, deliberate breath, imagining the energy softening and expanding. Then bring to mind the version of yourself who already lives with trust, abundance, or ease. Notice how that energy feels in contrast, how your posture shifts, your thoughts soften, your heartbeat settles. Allow yourself to linger in that feeling, holding both realities together and awareness. You don't need to fix anything instantly. Simply observing the difference and feeling it fully is transformative. Over time, these small moments of awareness quietly guide your energy toward coherence, toward the version of yourself already living the life you hope to create. Now that you've begun to understand the quantum field and the role your subconscious plays in shaping your experience, it's time to explore what it means to actually step into the reality you desire, to live it, feel it, and allow it to unfold naturally. At the heart of this process is something called resonance. Resonance is the harmony between your mind, your heart, and your body, the alignment of thought, feeling, and action. It's not something you force, and it's not something you fake. It's something you cultivate by gently tuning into yourself, noticing where your energy is out of sync, and inviting it to settle into coherence. When this harmony is present, your energy flows more freely and you begin to attract experiences that reflect who you truly are rather than who you think you should be. This alignment, the full integration of your inner world and your outward expression, is what begins to shift your life in subtle but profound ways. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions are moving together, you create a natural flow
toward the reality you hope to experience. You don't need to force it, and you don't need to pretend it's already there. The shift happens as your state of being changes first. And when this alignment takes hold, the small, quiet choices you make, how you carry yourself, the way you respond to others, the subtle ways you allow yourself to feel and act, begin to ripple outward, gently drawing your desires closer without effort or strain. It's in the small, intentional moments that real change often shows up. Pausing before responding when irritation rises, taking a breath when worry creeps in, noticing where tension lives in your body and inviting it to soften. These aren't dramatic acts, but they matter. Over time, these moments communicate to both your nervous system and the quantum field. This is who I am now. Each pause, each gentle choice, each conscious breath compounds into a pattern that your whole system recognizes, and it quietly begins to realign with the life you are aiming to create. Take a moment now to feel this. Imagine yourself fully inhabiting the reality you desire. How does it feel in your body? Notice your posture, your breathing, your energy. Feel the difference between tension and ease, contraction and expansion, worry and trust. Don't judge what arises and don't rush it. Simply notice the contrast and allow yourself to linger in the sensation of alignment. This is where the subtle power lives, the ability to sense, feel, and embody the version of yourself already living the life you hope for. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes to move through your day from this place of coherence. When you live in this way, you're no longer waiting for external circumstances to shift before your life changes. Instead, you are creating the internal conditions that allow the world around you to reflect the new reality you are cultivating. Each breath, each intentional pause, each small, mindful act strengthens that internal pattern, reinforcing the state of being that draws experiences to you rather than forcing them into existence. Over time, this consistent attention to your own alignment becomes second nature. Your choices, your movements, and even your subtle ways of being start flowing in harmony with the version of yourself who already exists in this reality. Practices like breath work, meditation, visualization, or sound can support and amplify your alignment, but they cannot replace the real work of inhabiting your chosen state. The shift happens in your daily life, in the lived moments where you bring awareness, intention, and presence to each choice. Your body, your energy, and your attention are the instruments through which resonance becomes tangible. By gently observing yourself, nurturing your internal harmony, and guiding your energy with care, you begin participating in the creation of your reality in a way that feels natural, grounded, and entirely yours. Now that you've begun to notice how your thoughts, emotions, and subconscious patterns shape your experience, it's time to explore how you can bring that awareness into your body and your daily life. Manifestation isn't just about intention or visualization. It's about being in alignment moment by moment. The quantum field responds to the harmony of your whole system, your mind, your heart, your body, and the energy you carry.
Embodiment is the way you translate the possibilities you've been sensing into real lived experience. It's the bridge between inner clarity and outer reality. Embodiment starts with noticing the subtle ways you express yourself throughout the day. This doesn't mean grand gestures or drastic life changes. It's often the quiet, almost imperceptible choices that communicate your inner state to the world and the field. How you hold your body, the tone of your voice, the energy you bring to interactions, these are all signals. When your internal state is coherent with the reality you want to create, those signals carry weight. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are scattered, uncertain, or conflicted, they create friction that slows manifestation. Imagine stepping into abundance. You might notice scarcity thoughts creeping in, a worry about money or a feeling of not having enough. Embodiment in that moment could look like pausing, taking a deep, deliberate breath, and centering yourself in the sense of enoughness that already exists in your life, even if it's small. You might make a purchase with presence and gratitude rather than fear or guilt. Each of these micro choices sends a clear message to the field. This is who I am now. The life you want begins to resonate with the life you are embodying, not the life you wish for in the abstract. Or perhaps your focus is love. Embodiment could mean softening your posture when you feel defensive, speaking gently even when you're tempted to react, or reaching out with kindness when instinct tells you to withdraw. It's not about pretending or forcing an emotion. It's about allowing your body and actions to reflect the qualities of the life you want. These small, intentional acts build a rhythm of alignment that the quantum field recognizes and responds to. If health is your goal, embodiment might look like pausing to feel the energy already present in your body, moving with attention and care, choosing nourishing foods, or allowing yourself rest without judgment. Notice your inner dialogue. Are you critical, impatient, or anxious? Gently guide it toward care and curiosity. These choices may seem minor, but each is a signal of your frequency, a broadcast to the field that shapes what you attract. It's important to remember that perfection isn't required. You will stumble, fall into old patterns, or be pulled by fear and habit. That's part of the process. The real power comes in noticing quickly and consciously returning to alignment. Every pause, deliberate breath, and intentional act of coherence strengthens your resonance with the reality you want. These moments are the quiet, cumulative practice that reshapes your world. Tools can support this process: breath work, meditation, visualization, symbols, or sounds, but they are only amplifiers. They help you tune your awareness, but the shift happens in your lived experience, in how you move, feel, and respond. The field responds to your alignment in the present moment, not in ideas of alignment or efforts in the abstract. I want you to try something right now. Choose one small action that reflects the reality you want to live. It could be a conscious breath before responding to someone, a kind message sent from a place of generosity, or a moment spent imagining yourself embodying ease, abundance, or connection. You don't need to do anything grand or perfect. What matters is that it's intentional, real, and connected to how you want to feel.
The field notices these moments. Your energy begins to ripple outward, shaping the reality you are stepping into. The key is consistency, not perfection. Each intentional moment, no matter how small, reinforces the version of you that already exists in your desired timeline. It's a dance of awareness and action, a rhythm of presence and coherence. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to move in alignment with your desires. Every choice, every breath, every gesture builds the bridge between the life you are living and the life you want to manifest. Every moment you're alive, you're interacting with the quantum field, whether you're aware of it or not. Your thoughts, breath, posture, emotions, beliefs, and the quiet stories you tell yourself all send out signals, subtle but powerful, that shape what becomes available to you. Not in a dramatic, mystical way, but in the same way a tuning fork vibrates until another tuning fork begins resonating with it. Manifestation is simply the process of bringing your inner state into harmony with the reality you desire, so the quantum field can respond clearly. And what's beautiful is that you don't have to transform yourself overnight. You just have to become more aware of the energy you're placing into the spaces around you.
That's why the small things matter so much. Every moment of alignment reinforces the frequency you want to live from. Think of alignment like adjusting a radio dial, slowly refining the signal until the static fades and the sound becomes clear. Each choice you make with intention, how you respond, how you speak, how you breathe, how you carry yourself, moves you closer to the frequency of your desired reality. These choices may seem ordinary, but they accumulate, strengthening the resonance between who you are now and the future you're calling in. The quantum field responds to coherence, not force, and every tiny shift you make brings your energy into a clearer rhythm that reality can mirror back to you. This is why awareness is such a powerful part of manifestation. Some days you'll wake up feeling aligned and open. Other days you'll feel resistance, doubt, fear, or heaviness. None of this means something has gone wrong. It simply means you're human. When you meet these moments with curiosity rather than judgment, you keep yourself connected to the field instead of collapsing inward. If you notice yourself slipping into old patterns, scarcity, comparison, impatience, you can pause and gently redirect your energy toward the feeling you want to embody. That pause alone is a manifestation moment. It signals to the field, I am choosing again. I am aligning again. I am present again. As you continue this practice, you'll start to see the world respond differently. Conversations open in new ways. People treat you differently. Opportunities appear with a kind of ease that once felt impossible, not because you forced anything, but because you became a clearer signal. When your energy matches your intentions, the quantum field begins reorganizing around you. Circumstances shift. Synchronicities appear. You start feeling guided, not because something external changed first, but because you shifted internally and reality followed. One of the most meaningful practices you can carry forward is choosing a single small action each day that embodies the version of you who already has what you desire. If your intention is abundance, maybe it's allowing yourself to receive something without guilt. If your intention is love, maybe it's softening your tone, opening your posture, or telling the truth where you once held back. If your intention is peace, maybe it's one conscious breath before reacting. The action itself is less important than the energy behind it. These micro choices become energetic declarations to the quantum field. This is who I am becoming. This is the frequency I choose. And as this new version of you becomes more familiar, manifestation begins feeling less like trying and more like remembering. Remembering your own power, your own ability to shift the energy in a room, your own connection to something larger than your current circumstances. You begin recognizing that you're not waiting for your reality to change. You're actively participating in shaping it through the way you think, move, breathe, respond, and show up. Before this chapter ends, take a moment to acknowledge yourself, not with pressure, but with softness. You are learning to align with your own energy in a deeper way. You are learning to trust your resonance. You are learning how to meet the quantum field with clarity instead of static. And that alone is a profound transformation. Keep listening inward. Keep refining your signal. Keep choosing the frequency that feels true to who you're becoming. The reality you're calling in is already forming, quietly, steadily, faithfully, responding to every moment you choose alignment.